So yeah, the question I got here is, how do I get out of my own head? It's something that I've had close to my heart, I guess, because it's something that I still work on, but definitely suffer a lot less from, I should say. So I feel like I can definitely provide some information here that hopefully will be helpful for you. What I've been able to do over the years is build a healthier relationship with myself, and what that required me to do was to take a step back, basically. So this whole idea of getting stuck in our heads, we're getting stuck in these like negative thought loops, and it's kind of like a vicious cycle, really, because what happens is like you will feel like you can't do it, then you don't do it, and then you'll feel worse because you haven't done it. That's just one example. And then it can pile on. So how do you get out of your head? Firstly, you take a step back, you get a piece of paper, notebook, whatever it is, and I want you to just write down, what is one thing that you really want? What's one thing that you really want more than anything else? If you could have anything, what would be that one thing that you really want? So once you've written down that one thing, it might take you 5 minutes to come up with that idea. You might know straight away. It might take you a couple of days, however long it takes. There's no rush. There really is no rush. Because once you've found that one thing that you genuinely want, and you've written it down, and you've decided, I am going to go after this thing, I am going to make this a reality, then you're going to start being able to kind of start figuring out the tasks that you need to do from where you're at right now to where you want to go, and you can start acting on those tasks, okay? Once you start focusing your energy on those tasks that are going to allow you to get to that specific goal, you're going to be less in your head, because you're going to be having to focus on these things to realize that that vision of yours. Now, there are going to be things that are going to happen along the way though, okay? So you're going to have distractions. They can come in the form of like conscious vices, yeah? Or they can also come in the form of like subconscious weaknesses. So what we want to do is, we need to make sure that whenever we're trying to get out of our heads, whenever we're trying to realize a goal, all these sorts of things, the one trait that we really need to develop for any kind of long-lasting change is self-love. Because we're going to have to fight against the conditioning that we have in ourselves to be able to reach this goal. And naturally, when you're fighting against something, there are going to be times when you feel a bit defeated, a bit low on energy, like you feel like you could have done better, but you just didn't have it within you, all that sort of stuff. Now, at those moments in time, that's actually the deciding point, because a lot of people, when that happens to them, they'll push through it once, they'll push through it twice, they'll push through it 3 times, but then they might collapse under it. A lot of people do, right? But what we're going to do is, because we've got that self-love, we're going to say to ourselves, hey, I'm going to give it my best shot. That's all that really matters. And if it doesn't work out, no problem. But I know that by the end of this day, by the end of this session, however you're breaking up your work blocks, that you gave it your all. And your all is basically what you have to give that day, not what you were expecting that you had to give, if that makes sense. So yeah, getting out of our own head is basically linked with finding purpose, like sitting down and having faith in yourself, and that you can achieve what you want to achieve, but it's going to require focused effort. And that natural focusing of effort happens once you've selected that one thing that you want to go after. And then you're like, if you've selected one thing, you've got the faith that you can achieve it, yeah, which is just like, it's to begin with, it's just saying to yourself, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. It's going to take time, but I can do this. And I'm just waking up each day and saying, okay, I'm going to do at least one thing today that gets me one step closer. Now, once you start building up momentum towards realizing that vision, you getting stuck in your own head is going to happen a lot less, because your mind is going to start problem solving to help you achieve your vision. Cool. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. It's a pleasure. Take care.